corona situation remains as it is, and it is threatening the mankind. We will do our best. All means the ancient people in similar situations, how did they manage? The same way we have to go. One is to do all the medical and scientific ways to control. The another thing is to please nature and dedicate our lives for higher purposes. That why? Because any animal kingdom, when I was in forest, I used to see some disease come for some animal. Hundreds will start falling down. Almost we feel wherever we see the dead bodies. Suppose deer, thousands of deer you see daily dying away. And once it completely gets cleared, as if somewhere surviving a few again build up. Now, like that, we don't leave man to face the nature as it is. We try to save, because human body has maximum consciousness manifestation. Suppose I kill a mosquito, I may not feel I have killed a life. But if I kill a mouse, I feel a little. Suppose I kill a cat or a dog, I feel little more. Because I can see, I can feel its suffering. Here the suffering part is visualized by us. But when it comes to the purpose of life, all these except human existence, all other existence are working out their karmas. They are not doing new karmas, or they don't have the karmic adhikara to do good or bad things, and they don't have the power to transcend the nature and go. Man has been endowed with that intelligence which he can upgrade to the level of understanding God and experiencing something beyond. So, when we keep the body for the welfare of others, for the nature, that is one of the ways of pleasing the nature, to serve the nature, to serve the suffering people. At that time, we will see the nature is participating in our joys and sorrows equally, and as if we are applying, we are pleading to help us. The final is to pray to God, go in the another way, to invoke the divine grace on the whole of humanity. So this is how we all means we will do. We will pray, we will try to help others and please the nature, try to take a vow not to harm the nature anymore. Plants, trees, animal kingdom, we need everything. In India, at the time of independence, the cattle population was 30 crores, human population also was 30 crores. Now, cattle population has reduced to 3 crores and human population has increased to 130 crores. What an imbalance. Equal number of cattle and human was there. How much of product, how much of fertility, whatever we want we can grow. So the produce, the grains are taken, the rest part cows are maintained, cows gives the fertilizer to feed back, the whole cycle will be going on without artificial manure being prepared, how much of toxins we are putting back into the nature. Artificial manure and all that. Natural manure was available. Plenty of food material was available. Now it has been disturbed. We have to take the vow to preserve the life other than human also equally important. In somewhere in 1980s or so, the last sample of smallpox was to be destroyed. They had kept for the research. They were trying to do the vaccines, this, that, and all, and it was almost totally eradicated from the world, smallpox, and the last sample was to be destroyed. On that, how much of discussion was there? Many people asked, what right you have to destroy a species in this universe? You cannot create it again. But on the whole, just because it is harming the human existence, and human existence is to be preserved for realization of God, to reach the ultimate goal of human life. Because of that, that was to be destroyed. Similarly, we have to reverse now. What all we have lost, what all we have destroyed, we have to again, not the harmful ones, but the domestic, which are helpful like cows. How nice it would be if human existence goes with the cattle population, birds around. One farmer, he told that he has done such a fencing that no animal, no bird can come inside, and he has done the electric fencing. Any bird or animal comes inside, it will be killed or it will run away, and he is safe now. About 20 acres he has done total. Another farmer was sitting there. After his going, he told, what kind of farmer is he? We are supposed to, I am also a farmer, but I don't go to that extent. I have to produce sufficient for me, sufficient for the human existence, give something for the animals also. What is left over after the harvest, the birds and other will survive on that. So, one of the things of in Ramayana, in those days, you see, Ramayana's time, Dasharatha builds lakes for, they used to collect the water harvesting was being done. For the whole year, how much of water is needed for the whole nation was being preserved. From various sources, they will see that it is collected and sufficient for and I learned just a few days back that Kausalya was maintaining one school for Brahmin children doing Vedic studies. How, you see, a queen is interested in she has built a small organization where she is in charge, and children will come and study, do the Vedic studies, and teacher will come and teach and go. These are the things which we miss in our present life. To live one with the nature, to live one with all beings, free from all dissolving the differences must be our nature. Go on dissolving the differences. So, this is what we need to cultivate in our life. This is how we will be able to overcome the love that you must flow from your heart towards all beings and towards nature, towards God. Then you are a perfect human being evolved to the highest level of understanding. This is what is expected of us. That's all. The nature wants us to remain human and move towards divine, never to come down to the animal level.